Welcome back. With the New Jersey Supreme Court ruling in favor of gay couples seeking the same rights as married couples, same-sex couples in the Garden State are ready to tie the knot. But while the gay community says this is only a first step toward using the term marriage, opponents are fighting to stop it. Tina Ezzedine has more.
Call it a path to progress.
Civil unions today, marriage tomorrow.
Gay rights advocates taking the PATH train from Manhattan to Jersey City, symbolic of the hundreds that will make the journey now that the Garden State is allowing gay couples to be joined in civil unions.
It's a good step. It's not marriage, and we're going to achieve marriage in 2 years or less.
It is a new era for same-sex couples in New Jersey. Tonight at City Hall, they apply for a legal license.
I'm getting very emotional all of a sudden. I can't believe we're here. So it feels great. It's good, and we're proud of New Jersey.
Alfred Burgermeister and Jack Harvey together for 17 years, but only acknowledged by the state 1 hour ago.
It's come a long way in a short time, so we're confident that it will get to completion and we will eventually have a marriage.
Earlier today, a celebration of success, but caution and concern is growing as the state refuses to call the unions marriage.
This is what we had to do. We had to get our foot in the door of civil union. Now we're going to kick that sucker down as we work for full marriage equality.
Tonight, at least one couple is one step closer to that goal.
And joining me now are Assemblywoman Valerie Huttle of New Jersey's 37th Legislative District and Assemblyman Michael Doherty of Legislative District 23. Thanks for both being here.
Thank you.
Assemblywoman, you were one of the co-sponsors of the bill, and now you see the couples, as we just showed, lining up for the marriage certificates. What was your feeling?
Well, quite frankly, we had our own first civil unionized couple in our legislative office at the stroke of midnight, Sunday night, and it was quite an experience because it really gave them strength and credibility to confirm their partnership that they've been together for at least 10 years.
Why was it something important for you to support?
Well, for me, I believe in marriage. I also believe that opening up the institution to gay couples can strengthen marriage and strengthen family. I think it's certainly a pro-family measure because today we have so many couples that may just get married on impulse, like Las Vegas type of wedding style, celebrity style, and then divorce maybe 5 months later in the Dominican Republic. And I know, and I think all of us know couples that have been committed to a really loving relationship. And, you know, marriage has evolved over the years. You know, we've gone from King David with 8 wives to when in the 19th century when wives were coveted goods of their husbands. So I think as society changes and attitudes change, it's time to really open it up and give equal rights to all people.
Assemblyman, you voted against the measure, and tell me why you didn't choose to support it.
Well, I was concerned that the Supreme Court of the state of New Jersey is once again deciding one of the great issues of the day. This was decided by the Supreme Court. They ordered the legislature to act within 180 days. I think that the elected branch of government, the legislature, should be setting the policy in the state of New Jersey. And too often in New Jersey, the legislature has had to jump through hoops after being ordered to do something by the New Jersey Supreme Court.
But that's part of our legislative process, is it not?
Well, I happen to believe that when you run for office, you are part of the legislative branch, and you're supposed to be making policy for the state of New Jersey. But if you look at, in New Jersey, how we fund our schools, whether towns have a low-income housing requirement, whether the state has the right to borrow money without voter approval, all things that should be decided by either the people or the elected branch of government, these issues have been decided by the New Jersey Supreme Court. And that's what happened with civil unions. They ordered the legislature to act within 180 days. Anybody who believes in our constitutional form of government should be outraged by what's happened in the state of New Jersey.
Well, there's a bill now to call civil unions marriage because the civil unions law as it stands, you have all the rights of marriage for same-sex couples, but you're not allowed to use the word or the term marriage.
That's right.
So a new bill will be passing through, so it can be legislation. Will you be supporting it?
I absolutely will. As a matter of fact, I am a prime sponsor on the Civil Marriage and Religious Protection Act. But just to get back to legislative ideas and issues, and popular ones as well, the consensus of New Jersey, you know, that's today's opinion, is over 60% in favor of civil unions or some sort of marriage for gay couples. And we're not talking about yesterday's news. You know, and New Jersey is a very progressive state. I mean, it's first to ratify the Bill of Rights, third to ratify the New Jersey Constitution. And I think if you look at Vermont and Massachusetts, where these civil unions and civil marriages have been in effect, the divorce rate is down. So that says something. And I think it's just a question of giving people that were second-class citizens something now that they feel equal in our
So
society.
if a bill comes through the legislature, would you support it?
I think it's important to note that nobody had introduced a bill in the state assembly for civil unions before this court decision. So
But we had
Valerie,
we
Valerie,
had
if
domestic
there,
partnership,
Valerie, if there
which
had been
was
so much
introduced and
support,
passed.
please don't interrupt because I allowed you to speak. If there had been so much support for civil unions, where was the bill? Where was the bill? And I am part of a measure to allow the people of New Jersey to decide. 35 other states have had the right to vote on gay marriage, whether they want it or whether they do not want it. That's all I'm asking for. I'm working with some other people. We have a petition drive going to get on the ballot a question that goes to the people. Who can argue with that? Let the people of New Jersey decide this great issue. Let's roll the dice. I'm willing to say, hey, let the people decide. But no, these groups don't want the people of New Jersey to have anything to say about it.
Well, the
They
question-
want to only go the route where they're guaranteed to get an outcome that they want.
Well, the question on the ballot would be then, is marriage only defined as between man and a woman? Is that correct?
I'm trying to work with anybody. I'll work with Valerie. I've tried to work with Reed Gouchiora, the only openly gay member of the state assembly. I said, hey, Reed, let's draft a question. That's fair. We'll go to a professor. We'll say, hey, professor, is this a neutral question that's not weighted one way or the other? Just get the question to the people. I want the people to decide this issue. I am sick and tired of the great issues of the day having no input from the people, being decided by judges or being decided in backroom deals. Let's get it out there. Let the people vote. I would
Well,
rather
the polling information that comes
yeah.
in, for example, weighs heavily into a lot
Absolutely,
of the politicians'
and if I
decisions.
may interrupting now, but if I may just say that when we talk about constitutional rights and mandated by the New Jersey Supreme Court, these are constitutional issues. They may not be popular issues by the public, but these are rights that individual rights need to be confirmed here. So we're talking about constitutional rights and individual rights, and
Yes.
and it's really equality rights.
Yes.
And if you want to talk about the definition of marriage, as I said, it has evolved over the cultures and over the centuries.
Yes, and you mentioned constitutional rights, and I agree. There's civil rights. There's sections of our
Absolutely, and
Constitution.
just-
There's the 14th
It was only
Amendment.
until 1964 that
And-
interracial marriages became constitutionally recognized.
And you mentioned civil rights, constitutional rights, and I will note that things such as the 14th Amendment were amendments to the Constitution. So I'm not afraid to let the people decide. As a matter of fact, let it go to a vote. I would rather it pass through a vote of the people. I could live with that. But what's going to happen, many people are going to feel that the greatest issue of the day, they had no input in, and the
Well, let's talk about the people of the state then, the people in your districts, for
Right.
example, the feedback that you get on this specific...
Overwhelmingly, so I had so many emails coming in to support a partnership, you know, and with sexual orientation not being a factor, but overwhelmingly supportive. So if you're going to say, and 15 Republicans voted for this assembly.
Do you find the same in your
So-
district?
Well, I guess we live in different parts of the state. The folks
It's a big state.
The folks in my district, what I'm hearing, and I had a open public forum, and we got input from people. The largest applause of the night was when we said, what about the idea of the people of New Jersey voting on this? And whether you're for gay marriage or you were against gay marriage, the people, they were standing up and applauding because they want to be able to vote on this important issue. This is what our democracy is all about. Let them do it.
All right. Assemblyman and Assemblywoman, thank you so much
Thank
for
you.
joining us. And we have to go to break now. But next, what you may not know about electronic voting machines. The device is currently used in the Garden State, and what one group is doing to change them before the next election. Stay tuned.